Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to BWTM Sports. We have with us a very special guest, all the way from Swindon, the Commonwealth champion of the Cruiserweight division, none other than Luke, the Duke Watkins. Luke, how are we doing?
I'm very well. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you so much for being on BWTM Sports. Luke, for those people who don't know who you are, give them a quick rundown as to who you are.
I am Swindon fighter, Commonwealth champion, currently standing at 13-0, soon to be 14-0.
You have a big fight coming up now, just been announced, yourself against Lawrence Okolie.
Yes, I do indeed. I think it's a good fight. It's a good test for him. It's a good stage for me. I've been obviously fighting on the smaller shows, grinding in the shadows, and now it's time to come to the forefront.
So now you decide to fight Lawrence Okolie. There were other routes you could have taken. Why the Okolie fight?
From a business point of view, it makes sense right now. You're right, I did have other options available, but sometimes title fights aren't necessarily the biggest fights, but it seems to be domestically, me and him, at the moment, is the biggest fight in the division.
So, why did you not take on a fight against Wadi Camacho? Or would you have said that was a step backward for yourself?
Yes. He's chasing the Commonwealth title, and I'm trying to move on to the bigger stages and get myself out there. You know, fighting high-profile fighter like Lawrence, that enables me to do that and put the light on me for a while, whilst it's obviously reflecting off of him. Fighting Wadi Camacho, I just don't believe was, no disrespect to him, it's just not the route I'm looking for. If he, like I said in an interview before, if he was made mandatory for the Commonwealth, I would have dealt with him accordingly, but that was not the case.
So what are your thoughts on Wadi Camacho? Are you saying that Wadi Camacho isn't, you know, I mean, people could read between that and say, Luke's kind of looking down or trying to be dismissive of Wadi Camacho. Is that it? Or I want to hear your take on it rather than it be interpreted by myself or anybody else.
Not at all. I'd never dismiss any fighter in the division, but he is not the fighter I'm looking for. I'm on a path, and I want to be in bigger fights. I want to be on the bigger stages. And to fight Wadi Camacho, in my opinion, would have been a step backwards. To fight someone like Lawrence is a step forward. To fight someone like Haye is a step forward. You know, that's a British champion, and then you've got an Olympian. These are the higher caliber of fighters in the division. You know, Wadi's been around for a while, and I've overtaken him. So for me to then fight him, of my choice, for me is not the step in the right direction of where I want to go. Okay,
so why not fight? Just a question. Why not fight the British champion Haye, get the British and Commonwealth title, then defend it against Okolie?
Who's Haye's promoter?
I'm not sure. You tell me.
Exactly. That's the thing. Sometimes fights don't necessarily make sense. They sound great, but once you get on the professional side of things and you realise you need a place, you need a home for the fight, someone's then got to pay for the fight. I have no loyalties with a promoter at this moment in time, so I'm a free agent. I can go anywhere, and I believe Haye is the same. I'm not sure. He was with Frank Warren, done a bit with David Haye. Now I don't know exactly where he is. So if there's no promoter, there's no backing, there's no financial backing, and obviously we're all in this to make money. And if there's no financial backing, it doesn't make sense.
Absolutely, you fighters should get paid as much as they can make. I'm totally for that, and I also believe that it's none of anybody else's business outside of the boxers, the promoter, and the manager. Particularly the boxers, it's nobody else's business how much money you should be making. You should make as much money as possible because you put your life on the line each and every time to entertain us, the fans. I just wanted to put that out there. So Luke, this fight you're taking against Okolie. Talk to us about your amateur experience.
I didn't have a massive amateur experience. I had 14 fights, won 9, lost 5. There was a few very, very wrong way scorecards. There was one fight I had my ass handed to me, and I believe there was one or two that could have gone either way, and I wouldn't have argued the fact that I lost. I spent a lot of time with Paddy, obviously he was working with professionals whilst I was an amateur, and I was just honing in on my craft, you know, under professional influence.
So, working with Paddy Fitzpatrick, everybody knows Paddy Fitzpatrick, but mainly the big talk about Paddy Fitzpatrick in the UK is his connection with George Groves. When all that was going with George Groves, how did that affect your own professional career in terms of the gym and all that?
It was good. Paddy was working with George, and George is, you know, one of the top fighters in the sport, in his weight division. So being around that just gave me an insight of what I wanted to do, the things that were required of champions inside the gym, outside of the gym, and it just gave me an inside look on things.
Okay, so now you face Lawrence Okolie. Is this, I know you talk about making the next step, is this about financially, is this more about money than glory, or are they balanced for you?
Each fight presents itself with a different opportunity. This fight isn't necessarily about the money, but it's about what it can offer me after the fight. You know, how do you get to the big stage? Lawrence is already on the big stage, and he's proven himself on the big stage. So how does someone who's been fighting on the smaller halls, that stepped and trying to get onto the bigger shows, how did he do that? He fights the people that the people know.
Okay, so what do you think you can do differently to what Isaac Chamberlain did on that night, and what did you think of that fight, by the way?
Me personally, I'm not Isaac Chamberlain. I'm a completely different fighter. I don't fight the way Isaac fights. I fight the way I fight. So it's going to be a completely different fight, first and foremost. Secondly, I don't necessarily think Isaac performed to the ability that we've seen of Isaac. I've seen him perform, and you know, let's look at his fight with Wadi Camacho. He put a great performance on that night, you know, and he popped his shoulder, popped it back in. So I just think it was an off night for him. He'll come again.
Okay. Now, history suggests, and only history suggests, that the person had a big amateur background, Olympian, gold medalist, World Games medalist. The person who's got extensive amateur background tends to be a guy in the professional ranks who's had a limited amateur background. Tell us how you close the gap on an Olympian like Lawrence Okolie in that experience.
I don't know what year he started fighting. Maybe he's been in it for maybe 5 years, 4 years. I don't know. He hasn't had a long amateur background. He's had great experience and the places he's been and the level of fighters he's been in there with. But I've been a professional for 4 years. I've also been boxing now 9 years. So that's an extra 5 years on top of what Lawrence has got. My experience as a professional, I'm further along in my career than him. So in that respect, he's taken the step up to my level as a professional. Okay. We have to see if he's ready for the level I am at as a professional.
What do you think Luke the Duke Watkins brings to the table in terms of this fight against Okolie, in terms of selling the fight? Is it speed? Is it power? Is it movement? Is it boxing ability? Height, reach? What is it boxing fans should look forward to seeing with you?
An absolutely exciting fight. I believe Lawrence is the man, the way that he carries himself. I believe he will be willing to go to war. And that is what I will do. I will take war to Lawrence, and we will have a great fight. You know, I do possess speed, I do possess power. Lawrence possesses great power. We're all aware of that. He's been stopping everyone. He dropped Isaac. I don't even think me and Lawrence is going to see the end of the fight. One of us is going. And, you know, my job is to make sure it's not me.
Lawrence is, if I'm correct, he's 6'5". Am I correct in that?
I believe so. If that's what it says, then that's what you have to go with.
Well, yeah, and the reach and height. How do you deal with an opponent like that? Have you fought anybody in your career with that height and reach before? And if not, what do you hope to do to change that?
I have fought someone with that. So I've dealt with someone that is 6'5", and I took the fight to him, and I won the fight. But in regards to the next part of the question, I'm not really going to go into what I'm going to be doing to look at Lawrence and how I'm going to beat him, because that's our game plan.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. That's fair enough. Let's talk very quickly about the Commonwealth title win and what it meant for you.
So the Commonwealth, it was a good opportunity. It's a good title to win, especially as a professional, amateur or professional, but I'm glad I've done it as a professional. It's just a stepping stone. It's a step on my journey. I see my career as a war. You know, there's many battles within inside a war. And that was a significant battle that allowed people, oh, okay, this guy can fight. Oh, who is he? Let's pay a little bit of attention to him. We should see who he is and what he's about. And again, now I fight Lawrence. It's another battle within inside my war.
Okay. Final sort of closing up this interview with you. Tony Bellew, somebody else that you said that you were looking at, had your eye on at one point. He fights. Go ahead.
I didn't say that. I think I was maybe like in my, I don't know, second year, or I made a joke comment that Tony is the man I want. He's the head of my division. That was all. Okay,
so we can say that was a passing comment rather than actual something to stand by.
It was a comment that I was messing around with.
Okay, fair enough. We accept that. It's cool. So Tony Bellew, he's got his rematch against David Haye. How do you think that fight goes?
It's repeat.
And why?
I believe David's past it. I think his body doesn't hold up anymore. Tony was so accurate with all the predictions he made before the first fight. And I think we'd be foolish not to take that into consideration. And going back, looking at the fight as well, I don't think people give Tony credit for the shots that he had taken, his defensive skills. You know, people have to be really aware of what Tony's bringing to this.
Okay, and finally, the fight that's going to have one man that's going to have all the belts around his waist, Gasayev versus Usyk. Who are you backing in that fight?
Usyk. I just think he's a cool operator. He's smooth. And that's a great fight. I just back Usyk on that one. I don't think ability-wise there's masses between them. I really don't.
Okay, Luke the Duke Watkins, thank you so much for talking BWTM Sports. Do you have a message to your fans, and where do they find you?
I do. Thank you for everyone that tunes in that has been following me. And for the people that don't follow me, you can follow me at all my social media platforms. Just search the Duke Watkins. And my sponsors, I just want to say a big thanks to my sponsors. There's Jasmine's Creative, Ruben Internet, T2 Fitness, Mobile Fitness and Performance Centre, Back to Fitness, N&B Foods, Abbey Removals and Baker's Scaffolding. Those guys and the ticket buyers have made my career possible. You know, without them, it would have been harder. I know I'm the person that fights, but without them, it would have definitely been harder. So I'm very grateful for the backing of them. And I welcome all my new followers.
We have to say a special shout out to Carl Davis. He's the man that made this possible. To shout out to Carl Davis. He spoke about you a few years ago. He said, Ingram, there's a guy called Luke Watkins. Keep your eye on him. And then I'm going to tell you, when he has a big fight coming up, I'm going to come back to you. Good to his word he was. 3 years later, he got back to me. Said, get in touch with Luke. Let's make it happen. So, shout out to Carl Davis for that.
Shout out Carl Davis for that one.
Luke Watkins, thank you so much for talking to BWTM Sports, and we look forward to seeing your big fight against Okolie.
Thank you, Ingram. Take care.
Take care, champ. All the best.